there, friends. I am 4 weeks completed of Ambleside Online this year, and a couple of people have suggested that I do an update on my binder method that I did a video on a few weeks ago, just before the first day of school. So here I am to give you an update on how the binders are working. I love them. They have changed our schooling world. I don't think I ever want to school without binders again. Year 2 and year 1, use them nicely, and it's really been a help for year 4 especially, because there are so many more writing things. So I'm mostly going to focus on year 4 to keep the video shorter. If you want a specific video on what is in year 2 or year 1 binder, let me know and I'll make a specific video for that. Something, before I forget, that I cannot school without also are these reinforcement labels, because little boys are hard on paper. So we go through these, and I'll show you where. So anyway, without further ado, his binder and what it looks like after 4 completed weeks of school. We use this cover sheet for all 3 years. They're slightly different for Form 1 and Form 2. I got these off of the AmblesideOnline Facebook group files page. It's the cotton, I think it's called cotton schedule or something like that. That is where I found that. But anyway, inside, pencil pouch. For 4 weeks, I have not once had to argue or waste time looking for pencils or whiteboard markers. It is amazing. Inside here, he also has his rings of words for Latin. Every time there's a new word, he adds one of these on himself. And also for Spanish, he has some Spanish words there. Keeps them there nice and tidy. Also looks like a bookmark, pencils, whiteboard markers. That's what he has in his. It is great to come to the school table and have everything already there. Nobody's having to pop up to go find something. Our first tab is math. He does Singapore math mostly in his workbook, but I have graphing paper. The numbers are neat. I highly recommend graphing paper to keep the numbers all lined up. So now anytime he does work out of his textbook, or if he has a quiz of any kind, he is keeping it nice and neat here in his binder. Copy work. We're going through these together. I have all 3 levels together for the simplicity of getting it all done at once. He moves a little more quickly than my younger girls, so I also have him doing some copy work from the hymns. These hymns are also in the files online for the AmblesideOnline Facebook group. Very slowly though. Very slowly. Good, because we really do spend less than 10 minutes on copy work a day. Next tab is poetry. I've printed out all of the year 4 poetry. So he just flips it open, reads his poem for the day, or I read it with him, and it's there. Next tab is Latin. He writes down, we are using Getting Started with Latin. And so he writes the exercises in here. And some of them have fallen out, or he has taken out for some reason. I highly recommend the pouches, the dividers that have pouches, so that anything that falls out and doesn't get put back in for some reason can be tucked right here, not lost. If you have to keep a portfolio for some reason, state requirements or whatever, everything can be there. If it falls out, not lost. Next tab is written narrations. Some people have different opinions about expectations for year 4 or the very first year that they begin written narrations. I used to be a classroom teacher, so maybe my writing influence from teaching writing is here. But I printed this out, wrote it up myself, and printed it out for what I expect him to have in each of his narrations. I don't think, for my particular child, that it is too much to ask to have neat work, capitals, periods, etc. So this is just what I have for him. I'm not sure what Charlotte Mason would think of it specifically, but that's what this mom does. So anyway, this is his expectation sheet. His very first written narration is over here because no matter how many of the reinforcement stickers, it just keeps getting ripped out. So we tuck it right here. And he loves to go look at his very first week. And then we do it once a week on Monday morning. One of the readings that are assigned for Monday, he does a written narration on once a week. This is his very first one. And then the next week is the next one. And the third one. He likes to pretend that I take grades. I don't take grades, but he asks me to write that on there. And then the fourth one. He's narrated Bible 3 times, I think, and now Storybook of Science was this last one. Yeah, Bible. Yeah. So, written narration is all there together. He loves to be able to see his progress through the weeks. And so do I, frankly. So it's enjoyable to look back and see how far he's come. Next is recitation. He picks something to read and study for 5 or 10 minutes every day and then tells to me what he has learned. I have most of these from the files or from previous things we've memorized in the other years. Dictation. Every Friday, I pick something from a Friday reading, underline it in the text slightly with pencil, and have him study it. He practices words he's not sure of how to spell on a whiteboard. He counts how many commas are in it and counts how many capital letters to try to focus on where they are and make sure he's got them all included. And when he thinks he's ready, then I read it to him slowly, a couple words at a time, and he writes it without looking. And yeah, he also likes me to pretend like I'm grading it. So, yeah, we have done from Storybook of Science, Robinson Crusoe, Madam How and Lady Y, and another Robinson Crusoe. And the last one is Timeline. We have only added, I think, 1 or 2 things to here, but I still like it. Take it out. We open it up this way. Urgh. Oh, well, no, he added his own. Look at that. I didn't know he added that guy. Yeah, he put in Mozart and Gregor Mendel. And yeah, the rest of it just folds out as needed. So I love that all of these subjects are tucked in here neatly into one spot, and I don't have to go looking for different notebooks for each subject. I love that we can see progress. I love that all of our supplies are here with us, and they love crossing off these with a dry erase, and then at the end of the week or the day or whatever I feel like, I can erase them all, and we're off again. We have yet to start Plutarch, Book of Centuries, or Plutarch, Book of Centuries. We haven't done a typing instructor yet. And yeah, we've done pretty much everything else. Our nature journals are somewhere else. I'm not super pleased with that procedurally just yet. But if I find a good way to do it, I'll let you know. And if you have a great nature journal system, you can let me know. So there you go. Year 4 binder method. I'm in love. I highly recommend it. Have a good night or day.